Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel Authentically A, and today I have another pick a card. And today the question is, what do I need to do to get back on track? How do I get onto the right path? How do I realign? Because this is a question that I had, and thank God I'm back on the right path. And sometimes we just really need to know. Like, I don't know, it's different for everyone, but with me, my guys like to let me figure things out on their own, and some figure things out on my own, and sometimes I'm like, I just need to know what I need to do. So this is gonna be like a hopefully helpful little push in the right direction. Not even a push, a suggestion, you know. So anyways, I've got 4 piles here. There's pile 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here we have this black stone with some browns and this black stone with some browns and blues in it. Don't know if you can even see that. Why do I try and hold these up? I do not know. Then we have this orange looking agate looking kind of situation. Oh, that's better. Yeah, this orange agate. Yeah. And then, wow, sorry, I getting messages from the stones already. And then we have pile 3 with this white stone. It looks kind of like, and this marble effect with greens in it, so that's nice. And then last but not least, we've got this amethyst stone. Don't know if you can see it. There we go, this nice amethyst. So yeah, once again, pile 1, 2, 3 and 4, and feel free to select your pile and I'll catch you in your video. But for now, I'm going to get into pile 1. Okay, pile 1, hello and welcome to your reading. If you chose this kind of black stone with the browns and blues in it, so this is your reading. I have some oracle cards here, and this is going to tell me where you should be. I'm going to use the playing cards to find out where you actually are, and then tarot cards to find out how you can get to where you should be. So reading your stone, I feel like you might feel like you're, I don't want to say on the edge, but it's like you might feel like you're way further than where you should be, but really it's not that much of a leap. So for example, say you're in the purple area and you're in the say you're in the purple area but you need to be in the pink area, and you think, oh my gosh, like I'm completely in the wrong zone, but they're next to each other. Like all you got to do is just go over that little bit. Like, even though you might think sorry, I need to work on my pronunciation. Even though you might think that you're in the completely wrong place, you might not be in the right place, but that doesn't mean that you're far away from where you should be. All it takes is that one energetic shift, that one little thing to you know, give you that different way of thinking to get back into the right vibration. So now let's look into your cards. We've got root chakra. Hold on, let me hold it properly. We've got root chakra, realization, and waning gibbous moon. So first things first, straight off the bat, this has something to do with your spiritual growth, spiritual journey. Maybe you kind of fell off a bit. I feel you on that one, but that doesn't mean that it's you're so far away from falling back on. Like I don't think you're as far away from where you want to be, because I know, been there, might be there again, hopefully not, but I know when you're on your spiritual path and you feel like you've kind of fallen off, usually there's not necessarily steps you have to take. There's not necessarily a journey you have to take to get back on track. It's more of changing your vibration and getting back to that place. So before I get into what I do, blah blah blah. I think the cards are basically saying the same thing anyway, so I'll just read the cards. So root chakra is all about your stability, feeling safe, feeling like you got your bases covered, feeling confident, feeling yeah, like you have all your basic needs met, like you feel like you can live comfortably. And then you have realization. I'll read the realization card. Wow, actually, yeah, this card is 37, which equals 10, which is basically 1. And root chakra card, the root chakra card is number 1 as well, so that's basically 2 1s, or the master love number 11. So I really feel like you're trying to get back to your origin. I know personally for me, when I feel like I'm kind of off on my spiritual journey, I try to repeat the same practices that I did when I was in the peak of my spiritual journey, I guess. Like, I might go back and put the exact same things that I did in my first spiritual bath or something. Enough of me blabbing on. Let me read your card. So I'm not going to read the root chakra card because, like I said, it's about feeling safe and secure and feeling like you've got your bases covered. The realization card says, the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. So you might be wanting to elevate in life. You might be wanting to get to another stage, but you understand that you need to be your highest and best version of yourself before you enter this part of your life, kind of thing. But just because you're not on the just because you're not on the vibration that you'd wish to be on, doesn't mean that it's far away. It literally just takes some journaling, some introspection, some reasoning. Talk to yourself, talk to a friend. It doesn't matter. Express your situation, how you feel right now, how you're trying to get there. Sorry, I'm talking a lot more because I really do understand this energy, but I'll read this card just for your understanding. So, waning gibbous moon, it says, now is a time of introspection. All the answers you need are within you. Reflect. I need to stop doing that. Sorry. Reflect on your thoughts and feelings and biases. So, like I already said, it's quite clear. You just need to really think about where you're at and where you want to be. How did you get to where you are? How did you stray from your path? So journaling is always going to be very good. Sometimes it helps to look at where your end place is. Like, where's the ultimate place you want to be? What's your ultimate, it could even be your ultimate career, and then work backwards from there. Because one thing that I've learned is that your growth in the spiritual realm and your growth in the physical realm goes hand in hand. Like, me looking for a career change, I know is also going to help my spiritual growth as well. So really just get a pen and paper and write anything that comes to mind. Write down your frustrations. There is a lot of answers in writing down your frustrations, trust me. So now let's look at where you might be. I'm not going to pull too many cards, but let's see. I kind of want more space. Okay, sorry, bear with me. Let's put it high. Sorry, I'm just trying to, I feel like I don't have much space on this desk today. Like, I don't use this desk all the time. But anyways, let's see. Where are you right now? How are you feeling? What is going on? Right, let's find out. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see this one first. You got the Ace of Cups. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry. So first, wait, one more, please. Okay. So where you are now, you've got the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, sorry, some hair, and the King of Wands. So what I do see here is that, first of all, when I picked up this Ace of Cups, I heard Lord Give Me a Sign by DMX. If you don't know it, research it. And then the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Right, so what I'm getting here is, first of all, with this Ace of Cups and hearing that song in my head, I feel like you are at a point where you are really trying to get into your emotions and find out answers on how to just get back. Like, I feel like you might have been going along trying to search for clarity from a logical place, or just any other place that's outside of checking in with your emotions, and now you've realized that that's what you're kind of not doing, and realizing that your emotions is closely linked to moving forward on your spiritual path. I really feel like you're just trying to get in there and trying to find out how you feel, and how knowing how you feel is going to help you move forward. So like I said already, journaling is good for that. And with the Eight of Coins, it just clarifies again what I'm saying. Like, the Eight of Coins talks about working hard. I feel like you're trying to work hard, not only just spiritually but physically as well. Like, you're just really trying to get it together and really trying to balance both worlds. So yeah, I feel like you're trying to work hard, like literally work hard, make money, but also I feel that you do have an understanding of you might not be growing as much spiritually as you could, and that could be due to focusing on the physical. But I feel like some of you might do spiritual work for work, like you might actually do that in terms of for making a living. So I feel like you're just trying to reach a new or a refreshed state of spirituality. You might have changed it up a bit and you're just trying to find like your baseline. I hope I'm making sense. So let's see, why is this King of Wands here? Thank you. So clarifying the King of Wands, you've got the Ace of Wands. So once again, I'm seeing that you are really trying to create like a baseline of spiritual. It's like you're trying to create that how do I describe it, like this spirituality that is very I want to say the word baseline. How do I say, like you're trying to kind of simplify it. Like, okay, my spirituality is that I wake up and I meditate, or I go to my altar, and then in the evening time I have my spiritual bath. Like, I see you trying to slow it down and kind of get back to basics with your spirituality so that you can connect more, and maybe refining your routine and try and get back to basics. There we go, got it out. So once again, I'm using these days, I channel before the cards even get to where we should be. But let's see what else we can get from this now. Let's see what else we can get from this. So how do you get there? If I haven't mentioned it already, I think that you should journal. So yeah, I feel like that will help you quite a lot. And yeah, let's see what else. How do we get there? How do we get there? There's a lot happening over here today. How do we get there, please? Okay. How do we get there? What's this? Okay, and then one more, please. Okay, Very interesting spread, as a matter of fact. Wow. So, wow. Okay, so you have, sorry, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Devil, Temperance, and the Page of Pentacles. This is such an interesting spread. Oh my gosh. So what I'm seeing here is, first of all, let's break it down. What is so interesting here is that I'm getting this kind of like from the center outwards and from the center inwards kind of thing. So first thing that's really interesting is that you've got the King of Pentacles on one side and then the Page of Pentacles on the other, and I really feel like it's like the page is the king's son type of thing, like a prince and a king kind of thing. And I feel like, first of all, this message is kind of like a get back to basics type of thing. It's very contrasting. So one thing is, you might be living two different types of lifestyles in one. You might be overindulging in the wrong things. So this could be what you're taking in from the media. This could be eating low vibrational foods. Got that message myself, don't worry about it. This could be being too involved in the worldly, earthly riches, being too obsessed with money. I did kind of see that here, but with the Devil coming out, maybe this is a more serious thing than I thought. And I feel like maybe you're really like, it's either actual money or anything that is of the physical realm, that maybe you should ease up on it and come from a more spiritual and discerning place. With this Ace of Swords here, maybe it's time to get back into, maybe it's time to have a different view on the physical world and understand it and look at it from a spiritual perspective, in terms of, don't look at money, for example, as I work and then I get money. Look at it as, I'm vibrating on the frequency of money, therefore I receive it. That's what I'm getting. Like, kind of change your outlook, because whether it is money, whether it's food, whether it's indulging in reality TV or whatever it is, you're kind of looking at things from the wrong way. Don't get me wrong, like, I see you trying to get back to it, but obviously this is advice. And with this Temperance card here, I feel like, yes, of course, we need money to survive, but once again, look at it from a more spiritual lens and kind of mix your spirituality with your physical life. Like, I feel like it just needs to be more of a merging and integration of your spirituality, and then you'll feel like you're more on the right path. So yeah, I'll get, and then at the bottom you have the Magician. So once again, the Magician uses the cups, the coins, the swords and the wands to create what he needs in this life. He's using these 4 categories of spiritual elements to, because of essentially it's earth, air, fire, water. He's using these 4 categories of spiritual elements to alchemize what he needs in the physical world. So that's really interesting. So yeah, I definitely feel like try and just integrate your spirituality into your physical world, merge them together, and then I feel like you'll feel a bit more like you're on the right path. That could be as simple as setting intention while you make a hot drink, or like just binding intentions to things, like every time I put on lip gloss I get some money, or something, like little things like that. Integrate it into your day-to-day life. So I'm gonna get maybe a couple more cards for your additional messages, but that's that really. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Hold on, that's too many. Okay. 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 Right. Interesting. First of all, Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I feel like it's like a slow and steady wins the race type of thing. Like a be consistent type of thing. Trust me, I've heard that message before. But yeah, it's like doing a little bit every day can amount to a lot. The cards that flew out, you got the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and then the Fool. So with with the Queen of Pentacles coming out, I feel like once you do this, you're gonna feel more balanced in every aspect of your life. Because we already have the King of Pentacles here. I see this as a divine couple, and obviously to be the best version of ourselves that we can be, we have to balance the divine masculine and feminine within us. So I feel like you will feel more fulfilled and more balanced, because masculine and feminine is physical and spiritual. It is polar opposites. Like it's the same thing basically. The moon and the sun is man and woman. Day and night is spiritual and physical. Like everything has a polar opposite, and I just think you will feel more balanced. You have the Ten of Swords here. To be honest, I'm gonna clarify that before I speak more on it. But then you have the Fool. So I feel like you can get back to that place, because I feel like you're already spiritual, of course. I feel like, yes, you can get back to that place where you can feel light, where spirituality can feel light, where you have more freedom. Just integrate more of that, integrate more of the spiritual in the physical. They don't have to be separate. And when I say that, of course, if you don't have a spiritual way of making a living, you don't have to scream from the rooftops, hey, I'm spiritual, I cast a spell last night to get a promotion. That is not what you have to do. But it is, spirituality is something that is personal to you. And if you're going to be spiritual and pull the strings that are available to be pulled. Do you know what I mean? So I've had a message similar like this for myself before, literally. So let's see, one last thing. What is this Ten of Swords about, please? Too many. Okay, I will take this one. You got the Joker. This is the Fool to me. Because there's two of these in this playing cards deck, and one is full of colour, so I call that one the Magician, but this one's the Fool. That's twice the Fool is starting up. So I feel like whatever pain you were going through, whatever uncertainty, whatever these swords represent to you, it's done. There's no 11 of Swords. Like, you can't, there's no more. It's done. You can start over. Just maybe, possibly, if you feel like this resonates, take some advice if you feel like it would help you. So yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you, Pal 1. This was a lovely reading. I do resonate with it. Not necessarily right now, but I kind of sort of do. So yes, thank you very much, Pal 1. I really hope this helped. Let me know if it did, and I'll catch you in one of my other videos. Hi Group 2, and welcome to your reading. So got your oracle cards here. This is going to tell me what path you should be on, and then I'll get more into it. But first, I'm going to read your stone. So once again, Pal 2, if you chose this kind of orange agate stone. So let's see. Orange, sacral energy, sensual energy, creativity. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm getting a bit more of sacral in terms of relationships and love and sexy energy. know, there might be some sort of frustration. Like if this has got to do with a romantic relationship, there might be some sort of frustration. That doesn't mean that there's, you know, a problem between you two, but there might be just some stagnancy, if that's even a word, and that is causing some sort of build up slash blockage. So let's see, let's get into your cards now. You've got, wow, you've got romantic love, number 39, which is 12, which is a 3. And then you've got magic, number 31, which is a 4. So you've got 3 and 4 here. And then you've got the 8th house. So I get the vibes that, first of all, this is a relationship, if that makes sense. Like a serious relationship. Like you might be in a relationship with someone that is like you might be married, or just very serious partners. You might be cohabitating, living together, paying bills together. You know, if you have kids, you've written a will, something to do with that. And obviously with the 8th house here, it's got to do with, like, this is kind of like my 10 of Pentacles card, because it's got to do with like obviously relationships, serious relationships, death, inheritance, regeneration, taxes, insurance. So this relationship is a serious relationship. This is where you should be. So and with this magic here and the romantic love and obviously this sacral energy, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was trying to avoid being crude, if I'm very honest with you, but I have to say this because this might be a synchronicity for someone, and I'm going to end up reading into this anyway. On this stone, on this orange agate, I don't know if you can see, but it looks like there's veins in this. Like it looks like there's veins. That's what I was saying. There might be some stagnant energy and frustration. So for whatever reason, which I will get into with these cards, there might be some stagnant energy within the relationship. Like I said, you might feel like there's no more spark, or the spark's gone somewhere. You might have been wrapped up in other matters, i.e. any kind of contracts, money matters, mortgage, whatever it is. Maybe that's taken the spark out and the romance out of your relationship. So I don't really need to read these cards, well, not the romantic love cards, but I will read it because it's for your information. So you've got, the frequency of love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and and reflection of a conscious, I got it right, sorry, let me read that again, I'm so sorry, I butchered that. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. So I butchered that for no reason. I thought I got it wrong and I got it right. And then magic is, the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine, and that is required is our belief in their manifestation. I feel like there's a typing error on this, I'm not gonna lie to you. But moving forward, so this relationship is clearly meant to be very spiritual. It's meant to, you're probably with your divine partner. Like I said, with this whole, like, you might feel like there's a spark missing, but you might just be focusing on the more mundane tasks that couples have to carry out. So let's get into where you are, even though I think I know. And yeah, with this romantic love equaling 3 and then the magic equaling 4, it's like it comes after each other. It's like 3 4, like it's meant to be with each other, like a pair, like a couple. So that's what I'm getting. Let me see where you are, what challenges you're facing, why you're not on the right path. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't know, like when these cards popped out, I kind of like, my heart kind of broke a bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Guys, okay, so what came out was the King of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So, like I said already, straight off the bat, with all these cups here, this is definitely a divine connection. There's definitely a lot of love and emotion energies circulating here. The polarity of that is questionable, but let me read more into this. So, what I am seeing here is, did I hold on? Yeah, so you got King Cups, Eight of Cups, Four of Cups. I feel like there's an imbalance. Maybe one person is offering a cup of love and the other person isn't. Maybe the other person is wrapped up in more menial tasks. And with the King of Cups here, it doesn't have to be, but the man in the relationship, or whoever takes on the more masculine energy in the relationship, is the one that is trying to bring back that spark, and it's the female or the feminine energy of the relationship that is maybe not so much. And like I said, it is correlating, because I did say I don't mean to be crude, but it looks like there's veins popping out of this crystal, like, if you know what I mean. If you don't, you might be too young, or maybe if you watch this again you might understand. But yeah, it's quite clear with this Eight of Cups that talks about moving on to something better in this situation, because this seems like such a divine relationship. I don't feel like the other person is turning their back on the relationship and necessarily looking for a better one. That could be the case. If it is, I'm sorry, but that's not what I'm really getting. What I'm getting is that the person is turning their back on the relationship to focus on something that they see as more important, i.e. You might feel like remortgaging the house is more important than cuddling on the sofa, kind of thing. That's what I'm getting here. And again, with the Four of Cups, let me find it in this deck. You know, you got the guy sitting against a tree with 3 cups in front of him, and he's acting like, ugh, I don't want this, or whatever the case is. Whatever's in those cups is unsatisfactory to him. So then there's a hand with another cup, which is supposedly meant to be God's hand, Spirit's hand, offering another one. Is like, okay, if you don't like what's in these 3 cups, let me offer you another one. And in some cases it talks about not being able to see what's in front of you. And give me a second, because the imagery is what I need from this card. Obviously you guys watching probably already know what the Four of Cups look like, but I'm just, okay, wow. Okay, sorry. Here, you see, sitting against the tree, he can't see what he's got in front of him already. and then God's hand comes with another cup, like, okay, well then hopefully this was good enough for you. And I feel like this is your partner, your masculine, whatever. Obviously this is not a personal reading, so I don't know. I kind of got, maybe there's a reason why you might not be so in touch with your masculine, or whoever your partner is. Maybe they did something wrong, something naughty, and that is why you're turning your back on them. One thing I am getting is, unfortunately, they might have done something you would prefer they didn't, and that could be anything, to be honest. But they did something you preferred that they didn't, and for that you're kind of looking at the relationship in a more practical, through a more practical lens, and less of in the kind of whole lovey-dovey thing. But I'm not going to get into that. Once again, it's not a personal reading, and it's not the case for everybody. So yeah, I just see this kind of unrequited love situation. I kind of want to get into this more. Once again, not a personal reading, so I'm going to keep it moving. But let's look at what you can do to get back on track, or just on a better path. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that was messy. Hold on, let me see. I'm not going to read that. Hold on. Wow. Do you know what's so interesting? Because I read the cards synchronistically as well. When I shuffled it, whatever, these cards fell forward like that. And it's like the Queen of Pentacles here. Wow, and isn't it? So the King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, I'm freestyling. I didn't want to do it, but I gotta do it. Okay. So basically, when I was shuffling, well, you saw how I shuffled and what happened, but there's a lot of synchronicities in this shuffle. So I'm not even done yet, but I will say this because I am feeling like my heart does feel a bit not heavy, but a bit breaky for you. I'm not gonna lie, like I have that kind of feeling. Okay, so these cards fell forward, and then on the bottom of the deck of the cards that was left were the Lovers. But then when I flip these over, you've got the Queen of Pentacles, and for that alone, like I was getting vibes that say like one of you clearly wants to rekindle this kind of divine partnership, because that's what the Lovers are. And then there's another one of you that's just like staring at the money, looking at all the practicality and just all the little things that you have to deal with as a couple, and just getting on with it. And once again, this could be hostile. Why? I don't know. And then you have the King of Pentacles, and then the Two of Swords. King, Queen, and the Two of Swords, their backs are against each other. Well, do you know what the saddest thing is? Like, it looks like he wants to look at her, but her back is fully turned. And then with this Two of Swords, like, it's like there's just this division. Then you have the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Once again, I feel like these three cards is the king or the divine masculine in this situation. Obviously interchange the sexes, but I am getting this vibe. And it's like you are the Nine of Wands. You've been through something, whatever that is, and it's like you want it to be over. You fought the battles you had to fight. You got a bandage on your head, but it's like you kind of expect another battle, and it's like you kind of have to, for the sake of being realistic. And then you've got the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, when is this gonna get better? And then you have the Page of Pentacles, and it's like, I see you standing there with your ideas about how you can fix this or whatever, how you can relight the fire, whatever the case may be, and you're like, okay, I'll pick this idea, and you're like, let me come with this new perspective and offer my love, whatever. You could physically be trying to buy a gift or whatever it is. It's like, that's what you're doing. And then you have the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, the Hangman, and I do not read reversals, but for the first time live, you're going to see me read this in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. And it's like, you've offered whatever gift or whatever this like peace offering is to rekindle this. And your Empress, your Princess, your Queen, your everything, your moon, your stars, is sitting there like, can you do, like, I don't really see how that's meant to fulfill me, kind of thing. And then you've got the Hangman, and it's like, you might feel like the Hangman, or just the whole relationship in general is a Hangman situation, but count it as a blessing, because while the Hangman is stuck, if he just realizes and takes advantage of being upside down, he can see things from a different perspective, and then that's actually when he stops being hanged and then moves on. But it's like, while you are stuck there, look at things from that other perspective, because that's how you get out of it. And with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I'm not going to read it too seriously, but I do feel like you've got a bad turn of luck. Like, it's like, when is this going to end? Like, that's what I'm getting, like, already. When is this going to end? So, sorry. I know that made your reading a bit longer, but I just had to read that as I saw it, because I had to read that as I saw it. Like, I and obviously, if you resonate, I'm sure you wouldn't mind. But yeah, let's look at, how do you actually get out of this now? Wow, okay. I'm not reading any more split deck synchronicities for now, please. Thank you. I feel like there's just a lot of stagnation, because sometimes I read how well the cards shuffle, and I feel like it's like, you try, but then it just doesn't always come together for whatever reason. Okay, how do I get out of this, please? 5 cards. Thank you. Okay. Okay. 2 more, please. Thank you. One more, please. Wow. Right. Wow. Okay. Just give me a second, please. And you know what it is, in this spread, there's so much red here that I feel like this is someone that you built a firm foundation with, or you want to build a firm foundation with, or maybe what you've built is at risk. I don't know, but let's see. Okay, this is 3 of Swords here, please. Thank you. Okay. Why is this 5 of Wands here, please? Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna give you an extra layer in a moment, because I am, and let me just read the cards, innit? Right. Okay. So when I asked for the 5 card journey of how do you get out of this, we have the 3 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the Hangman. On the bottom of the deck, there was the Knight of Wands and the World. So first things first, right here, right now, what I'm seeing is, I feel like with this 3 of Wands, right, it's like you need to try and build back up the kingdom that you once had or that you once were aspiring to create. It's 3 of Wands, it's not the 4 of Wands, but it's a start and you'll get there, right? Because this is meant to be a divine relationship. That's what I'm seeing. Like, yeah, this is not someone that you forced it with. Like, this is someone that you clicked at one point, right? Because this obviously seems like a serious relationship. And then, so it's like, I feel like you might need, because obviously this talks about business and stuff as well. So I feel like you might, nothing to do with business, but you might need to actually devise a plan of how you are going to revive this relationship, right? And then with this Knight of Cups, this talks about invitations and stuff. So you might literally be trying to, like, obviously with the spark thing, you might literally try and plan a date like you two were kids or something, or just do something different. Invite your other half to somewhere, or just change the scenery. But with this 3 of Swords, which talks about heartbreak, I had to clarify it because this is talking about, the question I asked is, how do you fix this? And then we've got a heartbreak card, and then it was clarified by the Ace of Swords. So like I could sense before, but obviously it's not for everyone, so I didn't really want to talk about it too much. Whatever, I get infidelity vibes. I do, to be honest with you. And if that's not your situation, it's not. But I've been getting that vibe for a minute. And I feel like, cool, you can devise a plan of how you're gonna save this relationship. You can plan a date to try and relight the spark, but you do need to discuss whatever happened, why you lost the spark. You have to speak your truth about why this happened and how you're gonna fix it. There's no point being in a relationship but being cold, and especially if you know eventually you're gonna get back on the right track. Then most definitely get things out in the open. Say sorry for what needs to be said sorry for, because at the end of the day, you're a couple. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it could have been a third party situation or whatever it was. And when I say third party, it doesn't have to be infidelity. This could be somebody's parents intervening. Yeah, so it could be anything, any other external factor outside of your relationship that's caused some sort of commotion, right? You've got to sit down and actually get everything out on the table, because maybe some things aren't even as it seems. Then with this 5 of Wands, once again, this is a fighting energy. So I'm like, And then with that, I get, to clarify, I got the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. The 10 of Swords is talking about being backstabbed, being hurt so you can't be hurt anymore. The 5 of Pentacles talks about being left out in the cold. And with these 2 5s here, 5 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck you've got the 5 of Swords. Give me a second. Yeah, like, it's kind of like, even if it feels like you might be walking into a fight, like, you need to just get your cards out on the table. And sometimes the agitation that fights cause is actually what you need. It's like the storm and then the calm comes after type of thing. But it's like, whatever it is, there is some hurt here and it just needs to be expressed. Like, you have to You have to. And with this hangman here, I feel like if you don't, you're going to be hanging a lot longer, because I feel like you've already been hanging, and the hangman came out before when I was reading that masculine energy. So I feel like while you're in the doghouse, I don't mean to use such a derogatory term, but if you've upset your partner, that's technically what it classically has been called. It's like while you're in that uncomfortable situation where you feel like you're being hung by your foot upside down, too much blood rushing to your head, actually look at it from a different situation. And with couples, I think it's quite easy to do that, because all you have to do is put yourself in the other person's shoes. So I feel like that's what has to be done. There needs to be some truth spoken, some cards that need to be laid out on the table, because with this 555, 5 talks about change already, and with it tripled, like 555, it's almost like you have to talk about it. Like, you just have to talk about it. The only thing that's not here is the 5 of Cups, and that talks about like crying over spilled milk, and like he's looking at the 3 cups that's tilted over when really there's 2 cups behind him, and it's like you don't know what you're not seeing. 2 of Cups talks about partnership. There's 2 of Cups behind him and you can't see it. Like, you are missing out on the relationship, and maybe the relationship can be revived. There's 4 5s in each. There's 4 5s, 1 for each suit, and it's like the last 5 that you haven't got here in the spread is the 5 of Cups. There is a chance for you to revive this relationship, but there needs to be some sort of realness about it. And with the bottom of the deck being the Knight of Wands and the World card, obviously the Knight of Wands talks about travel, and then literally the World being there, like you actually might want to travel to somewhere. You might actually want to book a holiday or something, and that's cool, that's beautiful. Like, maybe you two need to get away from your current environment to really connect. But let me just, give me 1 second. Yeah, so I was trying to get more information about you wanting to travel the world, or take a holiday, and then the Knight of Wands came out again. So it's like you really want to move on, or you really might want to move away from your area. You might want to move house. You might just, like, say for instance, if there was some sort of mix up in your area, you might be wanting to move and start afresh, and that is fine, and I feel like that can be a beautiful option for you. But say all of those things, apologize for what you did wrong, forgive for what you know you should forgive, to move on if you really want to make it work. And if you feel like a move might be helpful, suggest it. So I'm gonna leave it there, but thank you very much, Pal Twos. That was actually a really beautiful message, and I really wish you the best, because my heart kind of broke when I read these cards initially. So let me know if this resonates, and yeah, I'll catch you in one of my other videos. Thank you. Hi group 3, this is your reading. If you chose this white stone, this white stone with like the green marble effect going through it. So let's get into this. Okay. I don't really know what to make of this, but you might either feel alone or you feel good being alone. Maybe you need to know how to feel good being alone, or something about being alone. So you might be good on your own. You might need to learn how to be good on your own. But let's see. Let's get into your cards. Wow. Okay, you're the only group that got so many cards. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna say you might be some sort of shaman, witch, medicine person, mystic. That's for sure. And second of all, you might need to learn to be okay with being one of those, or be okay practicing or knowing that it is safe for you to do so. So the cards here you got is healing number 29, and this equals 11, which is a master number. So once again, that 11, like being alone, and then it got to 58 minutes and 11 seconds on my clock just now. Imagine that. So like I said, like being good with being alone, or like you might be the only person in your family that does magic or something like that. Then you have alchemy number 8. Once again, alchemy, that's very occult mysticism thing, you know. Someone that's not spiritual doesn't do alchemy, not that they know of anyway. And then you have protection with this Hand of Hamza card. So once again, like I'm getting, you are highly spiritual, and you might need to be okay with that, or you should be okay with that, or maybe you just need to be getting into that more. Maybe you need to heal a fear of getting into that more, but we'll see. Then you have the full moon. This is an oracle deck I made myself, by the way. These 3 cards. Anytime you see these shiny cards, I made them. And once again, the way I wrote this card is very witchy. So I genuinely feel like it has something to do with you getting back on your path of really embracing your witchiness, your mysticism, your shamanicness, whatever it is, occultness, whatever you identify with. It's about getting back to that and being okay with it. And then once again, you have the fire card. So you might literally be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, or you might use fire when doing divination, or once again, just that one's energy I associate with spirituality. So this is where you should be. You might need to be healing yourself in order to move through your spiritual journey. You might need to do magic to heal yourself or your situation, or you are a healer. So this is where you should be. Okay, these oracle cards are where you should be. So now let's look at where you actually are. What troubles are you facing right now? Okay. Okay, let's see. Where are you, please? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so first of all, we've got 3 8s showing up. So you've got the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. You've got the 8 of Wands, and you've got the 2 of Wands, right? And this alchemy card is 8. That's 3 8. So let me just think right here. First of all, you might be into numerology, and if you are, do your little maths. Do your 3 times 8. Do what 888 means. Do all of that. But I also feel like you are also nearly at achieving mastery when it comes to occult knowledge, or a certain subject in occult knowledge. You might be really good at knowing about karma, because 8 is a karmic number, or you might be really near to completing a karmic cycle to where you can start a new cycle, 1-1, that allows you to be the mystic you want to be the healer you want to be, and just know you're protected at this time, right? You might, I feel like you actually feel like you're more off track than you really are. And even if you are really off track, I just want to let you know that your energy is amazing and that you are very magical, because I can feel it. So 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and 2 of Wands, right? So there's a lot of fiery energy here. You've got orange here. You've literally got the fire card. The 8 of Wands is fire. the Two of Wands is fire, and I'm just getting this kind of like you're very powerful, and maybe you don't know that, or you're not feeling as powerful as you felt before. But yeah, I see that with the Eight of Pentacles, that you might be working really hard, or want to work really hard to get to the place you want to be on this path here. As a matter of fact, I didn't read this full moon card to you, so I will now. But it says, it's time to release, time to use our chemical manifestation power, the alchemy card, right? Time to use our chemical manifestation power. Use all your witchy powers and set goals. And then I'm going to read this card for you. I wouldn't usually, but I feel like this could help you. It says, the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. And once again, with fire, fire does transmute. So sorry about that. So once again, fire does transmute. So yeah, you might be into like any type of magic to do with fire, candle magic. Also, I feel the need to mention the violet flame. That is also to do with transmutation. If you don't know what it's about, research the violet flame, and you're welcome. So yeah, with this Two of Wands, I feel like you're trying to like, because you know it's Two of Wands, I feel like you're trying to get your bearings, like you're trying to ground your spirituality, like you're trying to get on, I don't want to say the straight and narrow, but you're just trying to get on a stable path, right? So lovely energy, because I see you actually trying, and if you're not, then try, because you're powerful. Right? So now let's look at how do you get there. Wow, beautiful. I split the deck, and the Temperance and the Two of Wands appeared. Right, let's see. And Judgment. Wow. Let's see now. 5 cards, please. Thank you. Wow. Hold on. Whoa. Some big energy, like, oh, okay. Wow, there's a lot happening here. Maybe you might feel like a little bit all over the place. That is what I was going to say. And the cards decided to be literal with the metaphor. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh. Wow. You might be really excited to just get going. Like you might really feel, maybe you need to slow down a little bit. Yeah, take on more of the learner energy than the student, rather than the teacher. And I don't think it's a thing where you're trying to be the teacher. I just feel like you're being like the eager student that just really wants to learn. And it was the Page of Swords that flew out, so you're probably really sharp in the mind. Like, I feel like you just really want to put in the practice kind of thing. 2 more, please. 2 more, please. Wow. Right, okay. Let's leave that there. So, okay. I wanted 5, you wanted 6. Wow. Sun at the bottom of the deck. You just have so much energy. Wow. So, how to get there? First of all, you've got, okay, let me tell you your cards. I feel like you need to slow down a little bit because I feel very jumpy. I feel very back and forth. I've done that a couple of times now. Anyways, you've got the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. That's twice the Eight of Wands have shown up in your reading. So I'm actually going to read into that a bit more. It's either that things are moving too fast for you, or you need to move faster, or you are moving very fast. Whether that is a good or bad thing, I can't tell you. Check in with yourself and how do you feel. But yeah, why is there Eight of Wands here? What is fast? I could possibly find out what is fast, but I can't tell you whether that's good or bad. That's for you to decide. How are you feeling? Okay. Why is the Eight of Swords? Wands here twice, please. Why is the Eight of Wands here twice, please? Right. Ten of Pentacles. Right. You might be, first of all, so this is, I asked the question, why is the Eight of Wands here twice? You might be well on your way to achieving your goals. Like, you might really want to achieve your goals, and you could be really close and don't know it, and that's why you need to get back on your path. Or you might be overly eager to achieve everything that you can achieve. Whatever the case is, that's for you to check in with yourself. I can't read too far into that, as this is a general reading. But now let's get back into this. So how do you get back on track? Six of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So what I see here is, like, first of all, in order to get back into balance and on the right path, you need to combine, you need more emotion. First of all, you need to really check in with your emotions, or just strategize what you're doing and come from a more emotional place. And when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean like, am I happy, am I sad, am I anxious? It could also just be like, okay, I'm gonna try this. Now I've tried it, how do I actually feel? Let me journal and find out my feeling, type of thing. I see that, okay, let's go through it. I see that you might need to look at something from your past in order to move forward. Let me find out what that is. Queen of Wands. So once again, this fire energy, but with the Queen of Wands, I feel like you need to look back to a time where you were maybe a bit more open, because the Queen of Wands, she is who she is. You like it or you don't. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you should look back to a time where you were a bit more open and honest with yourself about what you want to achieve, where you're at. And the Five of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, just really look at where you've been as well. That might help you move forward. It might help realign your vision of where you're moving forward to, because with these Eight of Wands and all this fire energy, you might be moving very fast without the clearest vision that you could have. And I know that the fire card did show up for your oracle card, meaning where you should be. But now that there's so much more fire energy, I do feel that you need to use your fire, not within moderation, but within in moderation. Like, I feel like refine, that's the word, refine how you use your fire. Do you know what I mean? Like, really get down to where you are, not only looking at how you can grow, but looking at like maybe what's not so great and then going from there. You then have the Two of Cups. So I feel like you, next to the Three of Coins, so I feel like you might need support. That could be money wise, help with a project, emotional support, because that's both here. Project, kind of physical help and emotional help. So hold on, give me a second. Let's look a bit more into this Two of Cups, please. Right. Two of Cups clarified by the Six of Swords. One more. Okay. Clarified by the Queen of Swords. So this Swords energy next to the Cups, it's like it's just an not oxymoron. Don't even watch that. Is it an oxymoron? It could technically be an oxymoron, I think. Anyways, it's like complete polar opposites. I feel like you need to temper, and when I split the deck I did see Temperance, so I feel like you just really need to temper everything. Like, I love the fire, like I love the zest, I love it, I really do, but I feel like you need to alchemy, because alchemy is not only about fire. Alchemy is earth, air, fire and water, and like I said, you need to balance that out. So I feel like there needs to be more balance restored. And with this Two of Cups, and then clarified by the Six of Swords and the Queen of Swords, you might not actually want help, because the Queen of Swords can be seen as quite cold and sharp, and the Six of Swords talks about packing up your swords and going away on your boat. So I feel like you might be avoiding help, partnership or a relationship. Then obviously again with this Three of Pentacles, that talks about collaboration again. So I don't know if you're avoiding help. That could be the case. I'm not reading that, that's too many. But yeah, I see. Okay, no, do you know what? Okay, let me read into this. How do we get there? I feel like you're almost at a point where receiving help from other people is what's gonna get you your Nine of Cups and your Ace of Cups. I feel like that's what's gonna get you there. And nothing wrong with being fast and furious, but slow it down first. Look at where you are. It's like if you were in a car, and you want to speed, you're gonna look down the road, make sure that there's no cars within how much distance in front of you before you press gas. Like, you're not gonna race when there's a car moving slow in front of you. I feel like you need to slow down, alchemize, create a plan, create a strategy, and then you can press gas. And I feel like you might need help with this Two of Cups and Three of Coins. So let's see. What else, please? Eight of Swords. So yeah, I feel like you might feel trapped, or you are trapped, and the answer is help from others. And I feel like maybe you don't see you have help from others. Five of Cups. Maybe you see that you don't have help from others, but you do. So take off your blindfold and turn around. Okay, hold on. Because with this Sun at the bottom of the deck, I feel like that's you. Like, you're good to go, but you have to accept help. Yeah, this is the Fool to me, and you've got the Knight of Wands. Like, you want to move forward, you want forward movement, you want to go places, but I feel like you need to slow down, re-strategize, alchemize properly, not just fire but also earth, water and air, and accept help or ask for help if you need it. So thank you so much, group 3. Thank you so much, group 3. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll catch you in one of my other videos. Okay, hi group 4, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this amethyst, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so let's just get straight into it. I'm going to read your stone, and then I'll get into your oracle cards, which will tell me where you should be. And then I will look at where you actually are and how to get to where you should be. So let's start by reading your stone. Straight off the bat, I feel like you feel that you are being separated from something, and you feel like there's a barrier, but the only barrier that's really there is love. I'm not going to read too much into the stone, because these readings have been a bit longer, and the cards will confirm where I'm going with this. But let's see what your cards are. Wow, wow, beautiful. Right, so your cards are solar plexus number 3, transformation number 7, well, it's 43, which is a 7, and the 6th house. So this is beautiful. First of all, what I see is here, like I said, you feel like you're separated from somewhere you need to be, but really the only obstacle is love. So what I see is here, with the solar plexus, it talks about willpower, and with the transition here, I feel like you are transitioning. You're entering a new cycle, you're ascending, or there's just some change. This could even be cellular level change, but whatever it is, you're just, sorry, my belly grumbled, sorry. But whatever it is, you are in a transition stage, which is making you feel maybe a bit uncomfortable, because usually when we're transitioning, everything's foggy. You don't know what's up, what's down. So first of all, you're safe. And like I said, I feel like you're here and you want to be there, and you feel like you're being blocked, but the only blockage there is love. I feel like you're not even really blocked. You are just transitioning to a better version of yourself before you get to the other side of where you need to be. With this 6th house here, it talks about health, fitness, and like, just like, I don't know why I was going to say the word vocational stuff, but like, just, I'm just going to call it lifestyle, right? I feel like you are maybe going through a change in your lifestyle, or changing things like your diet could help you go through this transition a bit easier. And with this solar plexus card, I see that you have that fight, like you want to move forward. My belly is really rumbling now. Wow. Please excuse me, I've been fasting. But I see that you really want to move forward, and I feel that your solar plexus is strong. But let's get more into it. Let me read your transition card. That might be a synchronicity for someone. So it says, the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go. Surrender to the process and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So once again, whatever is blocking you right now, it's not a blockage, it's just a barrier of love. Because I don't feel like you're actually ready to go into the next stage. Mentally you might be, but then you might not be on another level physically or emotionally or whatever it is. Or maybe you don't feel like you've got strong enough will to transition. And because these oracle cards do say where you should be. So maybe you don't have a very strong solar plexus right now. And the same still applies. There's not a barrier or a blockage. It's just a cushion of love to protect you. And if you're scared of this barrier, this fence that you have to get over, it's not to be scary, or it's not to be scary. Just remember that line that you need to cross is love. Whether you don't have a strong enough will, or your will is too strong, just know that either way, there's a barrier of love to protect you and cushion you during, before, and after your transition into this next phase. So I'm not going to get too much more into that. Let's actually look at where you are currently. Okay. So let's see. Where are you currently? My back's starting to hurt. I think it's the one. I'm so sorry for the belly growling. I honestly am. I am. This is the last pile, and then I'll eat. Okay. Right. Where are you now? Think cards, please. Thank you. Where are you now? Where are you now? Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Please forgive me for my belly rumbling. So, I asked, where are you now? You got the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Swords. So, you might be fighting, I want to say fighting change. Sorry, just give me a second, my back is hurting. I want to say fighting change, but I don't really think change necessarily. I think you might be battling with some sort of balance. You've got 2 2s here. Yeah, you might be battling with like a step in your transition. For whatever reason that is, I'm not going to read too much into it, but you would already know, I guess. 5 of Wands. I just feel like you might be fearful, and in that case, remember that only love is real. But I feel like you're fighting something. With 2 of Pentacles here and 2 of Wands. The 2 of Pentacles, I see that as trying to strike a balance in your responsibilities and things that you have to do, being in this place and that place and doing this and this. Like, you need to strike a balance. And then with 2 of Swords, it's like you have this thing and you have that thing, whether you need to choose one or whether you need to actually address both. Whatever your situation is, because once again, I'm not going to get too much into it, I feel like you're fighting it. So how do we get to a healthier place? I'm so sorry for the belly grumbles, but I'm so sorry. Okay. Maybe this is making you feel a bit all over the place and resistant. But let us see. Okay. 5, please. How did we get there? 5, please. 3 more, please. Thank you. Okay. 2 more. Wow. Right. Wow. Wow. This is beautiful. Okay, give me a second. Right. Okay, actually I don't really need clarification. This is beautiful, guys. Okay, I kind of sort of could be in this pile, let me not lie to you. But kind of not really anymore, but I feel like I was in this pile like maybe 2 weeks ago. But I'm sure there's something I can learn from this. Right, so how do we get there? You've got the World. You've got the 6 of Pentacles. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the Lovers. And you've got the 9 of Wands. So first of all, let me say you have 3 major cards. So I feel like this is a major time you're transitioning into, and I feel like you're scared because maybe you might have been dealing with a lot of karmic stuff in your life, and you're just at a place where things might usually not go right for you. So you're like, hold on, is this real? Like, is this really me? Because what I was actually seeing in the stone was that you're moving from a place of like somewhere darker into somewhere light. Not necessarily light and dark, but somewhere that maybe is a bit more lower vibrational, not many opportunities, to somewhere where you could really like be somebody. Like you might become famous or just really make a name for yourself. Even in your family, you might be the first to do this. What I see here is, oh, and you have the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. What I see here is like you might be holding yourself up with the lack of willpower in the solar plexus, with the lifestyle you're leading. With that, I'm kind of getting vibes like you might know that maybe you should leave your job and you're not. Don't do that. Asia didn't tell you to do that, but that's just one thing that I was getting. And with this world here, I see that you have been through it all, and there is a new cycle starting where you will be on the top of the wheel. You will be materially comfortable. You'll have enough to give and enough to receive happily. You will get the love that you deserve. But with this lacking your solar plexus, you might be skeptical. You might think that there's more trouble on the way. But what I do see is that you deserve this big change in your life, and it is due to, I feel like, your spirituality and your belief and your good-heartedness. I feel like you've been through a lot, and because what is coming for you now is so great and something that you've never experienced before, I feel like you're kind of fighting it a bit. So sorry. So how to achieve this? I'm gonna get some more cards because I feel, okay, hold on. I feel like you need to praise yourself more, first of all. Like I feel like for all that you've been through, I feel like you need that paradigm shift where it's like, hold on, do you know what? I've been through a lot. I deserve the world. I deserve to be on top of the wheel of fortune. I deserve my divine counterpart. I deserve my twin flame. I deserve all of that. If you don't believe in twin flames, then hey, you deserve what you deserve, or whoever or whatever is going to bring you completion in the energy of love. But I feel like what you need to do is realize that you are deserving of all these good things now and have a more abundant mindset. Like, the struggle is over. I really feel that you need to have a more abundant outlook and stop waiting for the next battle. There's not going to be a next battle. Don't look behind you. I'm going to clarify this Nine of Wands a bit further, but I honestly feel like, hold on. Okay. Why is this Nine of Wands here, please? I feel like you might be worried as well because these changes that you will need to make to get to where you know that you should be are going to be major. 3 out of the 5 cards are major arcana cards, and when you talk about major cards, that means that it's a major energy change in your life. So I do feel like whatever transition you are going through, it's not small, and that might be hurting, not hurt, I don't want to use the word hurt, but it might be, let's say, dimming your solar plexus. But that's fear. Remember, I told you the only barrier, the only cushion, the only fence between where you are and where you should be is love. And literally, there's a white line going through this crystal, and white is the color of purity and divine love, right? Why is this Nine of Wands here, please? Thank you. The Queen of Pentacles. You about to make it big, baby. You about to, I feel like you're about to be sitting on some money. I feel like you're about to just be, I feel like you're about to really strike it big. I feel like you're really about to be abundant, and it kind of, you're like, hold on, is this a joke? Like, where's the catch? The Fool. Like, you're starting again. Do you, well. You've got the World and then the Fool. You've completed a cycle. You are free of any karmic debt, anything that you thought was going to catch you up this time. Whatever you're shook of, it's no need, okay? You're starting afresh. Oh my gosh. What did I tell you before? You might be becoming famous. The star. You are a star, right? And and don't say, huh, yeah, right, just because I said you might be famous and you're like, I'm not a singer. Who said that? You might be the next software developer. You might be the next Dyson or whatever. Like, I literally see, yeah, wow. I see that you might have a business idea or something. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. I feel weird kind of saying this because I feel like I'm kind of talking to myself now. But yeah, wow. You might be scared of people talking rubbish about you. Understand that you're not who you were when you started this journey, and you're not even on the same vibration as the people that would talk about you. Remember that. Especially if you're gonna be in the public eye, I do understand why you might be a bit cautious. Let's get some more. Let's get some more. Okay. What else, please? Wow, wait, hold on now. First of all, that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 major cards now. You've got the World, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Fool, and the Star. What more do you want? Sorry? Amazing. But I understand why that's nerve-wracking. I'm actually right there with you. I'm right there with you. What else, please? 2 of Cups. And you've got the Lovers. You're getting minor and major love. Okay? You're getting love all around. Okay? Now, I didn't even wanna freestyle like this on you, but I'm going to because you deserve it. The Magician. You guys are definitely magic. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. The High Priestess. The 5 of Wands. And Temperance. First of all, let me say this. Don't worry because, wow, 10 of Cups at the bottom. I'm leaving this reading here. Let me just say this to you. Don't be worried because the 5 of Wands showed up. You got the High Priestess, the 5 of Wands, and Temperance. First of all, Temperance is Sag energy, and I'm a Sagittarius, so but the High Priestess, I feel like you guys are High Priestesses or High Priests. I feel like you're very intuitive, you're very abundant, you know, you do a little whatever occult stuff you do. And I feel like with all of that, like I feel like with all that you deserve or all that you've built with yourself through using your occult knowledge, I feel like there's this conflict again with this 5 of Wands. I feel like you might be concerned of conflict based on who you used to be or the people you know, bearing in mind that they only know the old version of you, and that's just not even a thing anymore. With this Temperance here, I see that you need to manage your own emotions and understand that you are the High Priest or High Priestess. Understand that you are abundant. Understand that you are a magician. Understand that you can create whatever it is you need to create. Okay? Move the 10 of Cups here. Like, this is it. Wow. See? Hold up. I clarified the 5 of Wands with the 6 of Wands. That is victory. Whatever conflict that is, whether it's with yourself, with another, you're going to be victorious and you move forward. I don't just see 6 of Wands as just victory. I see it as actually moving forward as well. And I see you moving into better times. So yeah, literally, I feel like you just need to get the willpower to make those life changes that you need to. Okay. And if you already have, then good luck to you. I feel like I keep seeing something at the corner of my eye. Let's not even go there. Okay, so thank you very much, Powerful. I really hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will catch you in one of my next videos. Bye.